Jeffrey, great to be with you today.
Great to be with you, Mark. Rumor is that you're bringing us an important but complicated story.
A little complicated, a story about a business that was sold, and a very successful business, and it was owned by four brothers when it was sold, and tragically, two of the brothers died shortly after the sale of the business. So the case deals with what are the rights of the spouses who survived the two deceased brothers.
Mm-hmm.
And the related issue is how do the rules of attorney-client privilege apply after, in this kind of a situation when there was a dispute between the surviving spouses and the brothers who did survive.
Oh, that's interesting because that gets complicated with the attorney-client privilege aspect.
Right. So the surviving spouses bring suit. There are counterclaims. There's a dispute over the effect of insurance proceeds that existed in the company that were designed to fund buyouts, but these deaths occur after the company is sold, but the policies remained in existence. So that's the background. So there was an attempt to depose the lawyer for the company, and the lawyer refused to answer the questions on the grounds of the attorney-client privilege. The spouses whose husbands had died claimed, well, they're part of the corporation. So the lawyer, because they were the executrixes of the estate of their husbands, so they said...
And it's common assets?
I'm not sure what you mean by common assets, but the estate became the owner of the stock
Right.
in these various companies that they own. So they say, we're part of the company.
Right.
So you're my lawyer too, through my husband, by virtue of my appointment, and therefore I want to know all the communications that might be relevant on this insurance dispute. So lawyer refuses to answer. A judge in the Superior Court says he needs to. Case gets appealed, and it actually gets grabbed by the Supreme Judicial Court, which they have the power to do and frequently don't. But they thought it was an important enough issue, and they decided that if you are a surviving spouse of a shareholder, yes, you become the shareholder, but you don't automatically become a director, at least unless there's a written agreement that says you become a director. You don't become an officer unless there's a written agreement that says you become an officer. So on the question of are they part of the corporation so that they're part of the client of the lawyer, so that the lawyer can be forced to testify about those conversations that he had with all of the officers and directors of the company, the court said no, because there was no agreement to become a director or officer, and their mere status as surviving shareholder, it was insufficient to bring them within the corporate umbrella. So